Let's start going through. I have it on recording, so for anyone that is not on this tonight, they are able to go back, or maybe if you miss something, you will be able to come back and refer to this. So it's about a 30-minute little thing. I've done this for one other team, so I've kind of, by no means is it refreshed, but let's see. Hopefully, you guys can at least get one or two things out of this regarding how to build a team. The very first thing I want to tell you guys by far is don't rush it. I hear people all the time saying, I need people, I want more people. But you've got one thing that you need to realize realize is that it's not going to happen overnight. Becoming this huge trainer, coach, mentor, whatever your goal is, it's not going to happen overnight, nor necessarily should it. The more you're in this business, the more you're going to learn, and the more you can lead that team to success. Because there are going to be things that maybe you have never come across, and maybe there are things that you will take or things that work for you, and you're going to share that with your team. Okay, so that's the biggest thing right there, is just don't rush it. Let's start with that. And another thing is grow it organically. I hear so many people that are harassing people. If you know me, you know that I don't have a recruiting bone in my body. Okay, it's just not me. The most recruiting I've ever had is, hey, come to my opportunity call. That's pretty much as I say. Or, join me. I met Deanne, the company. She handed me my largest bonus check I've ever had to date. She announced it to the room. Oh my gosh, join me on this journey. That's the extent of what I call recruiting. You will never actually hear me say I'm going out to recruit someone. I just don't believe that's the LuLaRoe culture, nor do I think it's necessary in this culture or in this business. One thing that you've got to do is you've got to spread the seed everywhere. And I'll go through the different ways of spreading the seed. But whatever you do, I beg you that you do it organically. Because if you do it organically, your team is going to do it organically. And that is going to mean more success for you and the rest of your team. Okay. So let's get started. So the very first thing is carry recruiting literature wherever you go. Be prepared to get out of that comfort zone. Okay. And that recruiting literature might just be, I didn't grab these little things. Maybe join the movement. It might be your business card. It might be a little pamphlet that you made. It could be the handout of the monthly. It's become a monthly initial inventory kit. Anything that you can do to talk to people and be prepared to start those conversations. It might be at the grocery store. It might be at the library. My kids are in swim and in swim lessons, and I'm sitting over at CPAC, and I have my roadmap leggings on. Wherever you go, one, look cute, but two, you just wear the unicorns, wear the things that people know, because here I am wearing the road maps, and I had a random lady say, oh my God, they're so cute. And I said, I know it, and this is my seed. I know I was so lucky I was able to get it into my inventory. When I opened that box, I said, yes. And the very first thing, what did she say? Oh, you're a consultant? I sure am. And so we started talking about that. And then the lady next to the lady at the other table, so I'm in the center, one lady to the left starts talking. The lady on the right said, oh, did I hear, are you a LuLaRoe consultant? And I said, I sure am. And we started talking like that. Okay. And every single person you talk to, you need to treat them that they might be your next team member, because the potential is there. Whether it's wearing a Carly dress, whether it's wearing someone saying, oh my gosh, that Monroe is gorgeous. Or I have this really beautiful Anna that every time I wear it, people always give me comments. It's that black one with roses all over it. And people are always like, oh my gosh, that's stunning. And that's my shoe-in. So if I want to get people talking, it's the clothes that you're wearing. So a lot of times people will just start talking, and you never know if someone joins the company because they saw that one item, and maybe that Anna dress is a dress that they are obsessed with and they want 100 of them and they don't want to pay full price. You never know why people are going to join your team. So every single person you talk to, make sure that you are giving them some kind of literature, even if it's just planting the seed. Yeah, it's awesome, to have first dibs on the box, or it's nice to be able to pick which styles you want. So you can kind of throw that seed in everywhere where you go. The next thing is something that you probably don't even pay attention to, but focus on your VIP groups. Okay. People want to follow those that are successful. Even if you don't have a crazy amount of money where you can throw into inventory and change it up all the time, stay engaged, stay active, and if you can do swaps, change it up or buy more if you are obviously selling, because people don't want to follow those that aren't successful. And I've got to say, it's a prime example because I'm a prime example. When I first joined, or when I first heard of LuLaRoe, I had seen it at a convention in Chicago, and all these grown women were wearing these leggings, and these teams of women were wearing the same leggings. And I was like, what is this? These are grown women wearing these like frog leggings. Okay, it wasn't frog, but these like raccoon leggings. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And one of my girlfriends, and being in Northern Virginia, we love our direct sales. It's like every other person on the street is a direct salesperson. And I was like, what is this? And my girlfriend that was with me was like, you've never heard of LuLaRoe? I'm like, no. And so there was 3 of us in the room, and Kina was actually one of them. And Kina tried a pair on, I tried a pair on, and then my friend who had it tried a pair on. All 3 of us, different sizes, different heights. And we all looked amazing in these leggings. And I was like, these are like magical freaking leggings. Like, how are these just so perfect? So I came back home and couldn't find anyone. I put on my Facebook page, anyone know a LuLaRoe? Nope, not one person knew a consultant. No one knew a consultant. So... Sorry, it's like creepy all of a sudden. So no one knew it. And it's absolutely amazing when I started looking around going, oh my God, I can't find anyone. So then I went under the consultant map. You know, that map that doesn't work half the time. So I look on the map, and there's one in Bristow, which in Northern Virginia, there's only 3 people. Okay, he's got to stop. I will be so distracted.
Get out of here.
So there were 3 people in Northern Virginia. It's like, I mean, there's usually like 3 people in a neighborhood. I mean, look at like the Chrissy Stevens, the Jamie, the Kate. There's like 5, 6, 7, I think 5 or 6 just on our team, plus a couple more in their neighborhood. So on this map showed 3 people. That was it. And so I contact one of the girls, and I say, and at this point, I'm just interested in holding a party. And I'm like, hey, do you have any spots available? She said, yes, I have every single date available. And right away I was like, yeah, no, thank you. You're not busy. And then so I kind of asked her a little more, and she's like, yeah, I just joined about a month ago. I haven't been able to book any parties. And I was like, done right away, because she didn't have success. And I know it's terrible. You got to start somewhere. But I immediately said I didn't want to have a party with her just because she wasn't successful. Not even necessarily successful. Say that again.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Even if you got to say, oh, yeah, I don't have that Thursday, but I've got the following Thursday. I mean, it's true. Deanne says fake it till you make it. And so but I will tell you, this woman has quit the business. So that did tell you, I don't know. I mean, we have had one person leave off of our team, and that's solely because she said, I didn't need the money, and I didn't realize it was going to take me this much time because she was successful. She's like, I don't want to do this. She was successful. So she didn't quit because she wasn't successful. She quit because she was too successful, which is kind of comical. But I get it. I mean, if you're just doing it for part-time and you were wanting fun, and then all of a sudden her thing exploded. So for her, the reason I'm even discussing all this is being the fact that because she was always available, I didn't want to go with her. So I went on Google and typed in LuLaRoe. It was like the freaking secret society. Couldn't find any information. Nothing about LuLaRoe. And I'm like, okay. So then I turn it to YouTube. And at that point, that's actually where I found my sponsor, which I'll go into that at a later date. But going to the local is, we are just talking about people want to see success. So that is why if you have any kind of success, you need to broadcast that. Okay. But when you're focusing on your VIP pages, you're also telling them that, when you're focusing on your VIP pages, you're also telling them the type of leader that you're going to be. If you're very attentive, if you get back to people right away, if you make things, if something is exchangeable or something's defective and you take care of them right away, that's more likely they're going to join your team. Okay. I have 21 directs, and out of those 21 directs, there's at least 5 or 6 of them, I should have checked, that were just customers off my VIP pages. Okay. So these are people that found me when there was 10,000 others that they could have picked from, and they chose me because I was my VIP page, it's like my baby. My big thing is customer service. If if I did something wrong or something is wrong, it's my number one, even if I lose $10 because I've got to ship something back and I've got to pay them $5 to ship, for them to ship it to me, whatever. I make sure I do it right. And so that they will say, okay, that's the type of leader she's going to be. So make sure that you are building, focusing on your VIP pages. But what also, not only is this going to help you as being a leader, but it's also going to help you as a retailer. My business, my personal business has, and I don't want to say suffered because it's not suffered. I used to do $15,000 to $18,000 in sales every single month. I cruise qualified level 2. I was one level short. I was about $1,500 from cruise qualifying level 3 in April. So I was big. I mean, my sales were huge. That was my big thing, has always been that I need to focus on my sales, because I can't make any of you work. And it's, if I'm doing this business to pay the bills, I need to make sure that I am focusing on my sales. Well, that pretty much went all to water when there became 180 of you. And there's just not a possibility for me to be doing $18,000 worth of sales too. I don't have an assistant. My husband is kind of my assistant. But there's a lot of people that have assistants and whatnot. I don't have that. So I do everything with my husband. So my sales are now consistently between 5 and 8,000, 5 and 9,000. And I'm okay with that. And the thing about it is my VIP page have stuck with me because I do such an amazing customer service. And then so when you become that leader, that all of a sudden you're going like this, your bonus checks are going like this, but then your VIP page is going like this. And even you might have bonus checks might be here and your sales might be here when they used to be here, but that's okay. Your VIP page is going to stick with you when you become a leader. So it's really important for you to focus on your VIP pages and to give extra special attention to those people, because they're sticking around with you when there are 26, 27,000 others consultants. Okay. A big thing on your VIP page, go live. Okay. So whether it's your Periscope, whether it's your Facebook, whatever you want to do, go live, because the thing that people want to do, people want to see, can they make a connection with you? If they can't
make your husband do it. People love the husband. If
you look at the majority of the Periscope people, or like the famous social media, they're a husband-wife duo. Okay, so yes, they work really, really well. Courtney with the Angela, go for it. Oh, hold on, Angela. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't see you on that one. Angela, what were you going to say?
It's okay. I just don't like cutting in.
Sorry, I didn't see your thing up there. Sorry.
No, it's okay. One of the things I was going to say is definitely, so I've been pushing to get a team. That's like my goal. Cruise isn't my goal. A team is my goal.
Okay.
And one of the things that I had struggled with, and I had talked to Kenya about, is that trying to get somebody to join my team has been rough. It's been hard. I've had a lot of people that's actually wanted to join, and I've actually done paperwork and spent many of hours, and they've ended up going with somebody else. Yep. One of the things that I'm not big on is keeping up with my group in general, just because I'm so busy. I have 4 kids, and it's not an excuse, but I'm very busy. One of the things that I'm going to say that you were stating was that I have a few girls that buy from me quite a bit, and they've came to me probably in the last 3 weeks, messages after messages. I've been supporting them because their upline can't support or don't do well. And they keep coming to me saying, I really wish I would have came after, you rather than somebody else, because I didn't look into it. I just went with the person that, basically originally did. So I feel like if you stick with that, and I say it for myself every day, but if you stick with just people that you work with on your daily basis and you sell to, they'll get the word out for you, because in reality is like, if as long as you're there for them, they know that you're a good person. Obviously, they're going to try to get for their group, but they'll come to you. So I was basically saying the same thing that you were stating, that, is keep going with the people that you are and working with them and helping them on returns and helping them in general, or helping them run their business, and people will come to you.
And you'd be surprised even where people reach out to you and say, yes, hi, I didn't buy this from you, but I bought from you other times. Would you be willing to exchange it for me? And you'd be surprised how many people join those consultants' pages that do the exchanges. So yeah, it sucks, but just kind of, that's something for you guys to think about, that, yeah, you might be out money, or, I personally just ship it out for them. I lose that $3. But can you say, yeah, I'll ship it out for you, exchange it, but I'm going to invoice you for the shipping. Can you do it? Yeah, of course. But just if you will go that extra mile for someone random, they remember that. And a lot of people in this business, because consultants, there are so many of them, and there are a lot of consultants that are just out there for the dollar. You will be surprised how many people will stick with you because of the relationships you've built. So yeah, so I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. Thank you, Angela. But yeah, so anytime that you can get a family involved, husbands are a huge one, yes, for sure. But it's amazing how many people are successful as teams, or that those that are are really successful are the ones that are their personality, because you really do know, you see that they care. And personality, you can see their excitement. If someone opens the box, thank you, Love Bug. If someone opens, oh, that's beautiful. If someone opens a box and the person is like, oh my God, someone on here, I forget, it might've been Chrissy, who was like, oh my God, these yellow, and it was like the ugliest pair of yellow. And she's like, I think it was Chrissy, was getting like all excited about it. And I was giggling. I was like, I mean, I don't know how you keep a straight face. I'd be like, oh, great, another, kind of chuck it. But whatever it was, is when you open and you see excitement and you were able to see people seeing the positive and stuff, and the customers know that we are drowning in solids, and you see a consultant that is like excited, oh my God, I've never seen these red before, these are amazing. They remember that, rather than the consultant's like, oh, yay, good, another pair of solids, and kind of chuck it over their side. So, yeah, I mean, when you're able to show your desire or your excitement and the desire, when people can feel that you love the business and you love the company and you love making people happy, that's a big deal, and they're going to remember that. So, but it also lets you, when you're live, it allows them to see how knowledgeable you are too. But the big thing on here is be authentic. Okay, be authentic. Don't be someone you're not, because sooner or later it's going to come to bite you in your butt. You're going to do a show and people are like, oh, that's not how I was expecting her to be. But if you have to fake it till you make it, you better be faking it until you make it every single time. But people want to see who you are. They want to make a connection. Even if you're just saying, hey, welcome, here's the weekly updates. I'm going back to school on Monday, boo. And all the teachers, right there, that connection, because all the teachers are going there doing the boo with you. Okay, so, or if you have, some people have their kids in on it too. And then people can see the connection. I've seen quite a bit of people, quite a few people making the comments of, or saying, okay, you're a teacher and you have kids and you're a marathoner and you can do this. That's a connection. So if you are able to say, you know what, I mean, like I posted a picture one day. I did my first trail marathon a couple months ago, and I posted something about going, I'm out of town I'm off the grid for 48 hours. I'm doing my first trail marathon. I had so many people coming in and saying, oh my gosh, good luck, have fun, enjoy, whatever it might have been. They were getting to know me. So right away, that might be a connection. I have a friend Bunker, who is on another team. We had even talked, like we've said, she's a marathoner. That was a connection. And we even made the joke. She even made the joke going, man, if I knew that you were a marathoner, I totally would have joined underneath you, because you get the understanding of having to wake up at 4 a.m. after going to bed after a pop-up at 2 a.m. So the more your people know about you, the more likely that, or the chance that they're going to jump onto your team. So that's something that you, it's a big deal there. Okay, I've already said it. Give the best customer service to those who buy from you. You will be very, very, very surprised how many customers will become your team members. So talk about that, but also listen to the key words that they're saying. I would love to do this, or I could be really good at this, but whatever excuses, I don't have the time, I don't have, money is a big one. Obviously that's a big one. So that's something that, you can work with them on, or talk to them, give them ideas with, but listen to the little details. Or, I had a woman over here the other day, she was saying how she had like 35 items, and I was like, why aren't you selling this yet? And even like little things like that, talking to those people. So how many items do you have? So that's a huge one. Knowing your customers and trying to plant the seed. As again, we're going back to planting that seed. Planting the seed with these customers that maybe think that they could do it, but they're a little nervous, which we'll go through in a couple minutes. Okay, another big thing is holding at least 1 to 2 parties per week. Well, Amy, what does holding a party have to do with building your team? That's where you're going to get a lot of your team. Okay, Sarah Clements had a pop-up in actually my neighborhood, and she gained 1 in-home pop-up, 3 new homies from one team or one party. So you will be very, very surprised. It's one of the reasons why in-home is amazing versus online. Online, they might be in love with the leggings and that's it. But when they try that beautiful Sarah and I'm like, ooh, I like this, but I can't spend $65. Ooh, but I could really sell this stuff and I could get that for $30. There's an idea. So when people are able to see the success out of a party, when you come to my open houses, there's a 30, 45-minute wait line to check out. If you're there looking at that, do you think that you're going to look at them like, ooh, she's making a lot of money. Maybe I want to, maybe I could become a consultant. It's something for you guys to think about. None of that stuff, hold on, I've got to turn that down or I'm going to be distracted. Close up. None of that stuff is ever going to, people aren't going to see the success from an online party. But if they're in home, that's humongous. And every time you have a in-home pop-up or an online, you need to be looking at that hostess as your next team member They love the product so much that they chose to open up their house or invite their friends to your house, if you do them in your home, to come see this product. So if that's a possibility, that's huge. So start start planting the seed with them. You know what, here, if you would have joined, your party sold 35 items. And those 35 items, I was able to profit $2,000 off of it. You would have made $2,000 off of your party. When you start giving numbers, that's a big deal. People like hearing numbers. And when people say, oh man, $6,000 is a lot of money, it sure is. It definitely is. But the return is a lot greater than that $6,000. Okay, so if you are able to sit down one-on-one with your customer or with your hostess and say, this is what you're missing out on, that's something that you can do. It's a big one. When you are doing in-homes, you need to make sure you're using a door slip or some kind of like customer form. In the back office is this. It's just as a little PDF file, or I think it's PDF file. I put them into Vistaprint and made them into notepads. So that's how when people are standing in line, I have like 10 of them that I just start passing back the line, and they come up and have it all filled out. And then when they bring it up to me, they ripped it off and I write down everything that they have on there, just so it makes it a little easier for me. But at the very bottom of it says, contact me about becoming a part of the LuLaRoe family. That right there, if you have a line of 30 to 45 people, whether it's a vendor show or an in-home pop-up, they may not sit there and talk to you, but if that little box is checked, you know that you need to go back and call them and follow up with them. Because what's the saying about follow-up? Follow-up, what is the saying about follow-up? The money's in the follow-up? Is that what it is? I don't even know what it is. It's something, something like that. So make sure that you're using...
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Kina.
It's the fortune is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
There you go. I need to write that down. Hold on, because I was doing that on the other thing. Hold on. Yes, I'm totally writing this down, so you guys have to wait a second. The fortune is in the follow-up. Because I'm dyslexic and I would totally forget that one. Okay, so the fortune is in the follow-up, and it's so true. So many times people will say, I want to have a party, or I want to, I want information. And then we just forget about them. Or we're like, no, she's not going to want to do it. Never assume. You would be very, very surprised who wants to hold a party, which that party could lead to your next 1, 2, 3, if you're Sarah, team members. Okay? Never let a pop-up, the possibility of a pop-up or the possibility of a team member slip beside you, because someone's going to pick up and take that. Okay, so someone's going to pick up and take it. What you can also do is not only just in-home. Remember, you're trying to get people to touch the product. One way that you can get people to touch the product, vendor shows. Vendor shows. And look at a vendor show from a different perspective. Don't look at a vendor show as a failure if you only sell 2 items. Is that a lot of work to do for 2 items? Yeah. You just spend a good 7, 8, 9, 10 hours of your day. But did you get any leads? And the number one thing when it comes to in-homes and vendor shows, when it comes to building your team, is generating leads. So were people able to touch your product? Were they able to try your product on? Were they able to see your booth filled to the max? Because LuLaRoe booths are always filled. Are they able to see that? Because if they are, that's planting the seed of, do I want to become a consultant? Can I be successful? Well, look at that woman. She was just standing there and her whole booth was filled all day long. I had someone come up to me at a vendor show 2 years ago going, what are you, or not 2 years ago, last year at, when Sarah and I were at what are you guys doing over here? You guys have been filled the whole day. And they wanted to know about it. So when you're, again, that whole thing, when people see success, they're going to flock to you. Okay. So don't focus so much on the sales. I mean, sales is a good thing, but also make sure that you are taking notes when people are like, oh, this would be awesome to sell this or to work for this company. And, you can write that down, talked about the possibility or made a comment here or there. Okay. So you can do that. Okay, going back to, and I kind of went out of order when it came to generating leads. One other way of generating leads when it comes to the in-home pop-ups or online pop-ups, play games. Okay, and you're like, well, what do you mean play games? Play a game like a sponsoring game, and you could just say, ask me any question about my job. And you could even do $1 off your order every time, well, okay, I don't know if I do that, but you could do something like that. You could go, ask me a question, and one person who asks a question will get $5 off in Lula Cash. So you can give an incentive. You can almost do it as a drawing. And if you have an online pop-up, you might have a separate event page for this party of yours, or you might do all of your parties completely separate. And you could do an entire game one day of all the different questions. And people will ask, how much do you make? How much is it? How much time is it? It's the normal questions that I plan on going over on Wednesday night for the opportunity call. It's the same questions that we all get. But let them ask them, and you answer them. So if you see someone who's asked you 10 questions, reach out to them. Hey, I see you, da-da-da-da. Reach out to them. They might just say, oh, I just wanted the $5 Lula Cash. They might. But usually if it's for an online party, they're not usually as crazy as like the people that are coming off like How We Row that are looking just for a free pair of leggings, which we all know people will join just for the free pair of leggings. Because if you're in a friend's pop-up, then more than likely if they're asking questions, they might be interested. So just take notes on who seems interested and what type of questions that they're asking. But again, let's go back to what Kina said. The fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, this is huge, ladies. You have to, no matter what you do, follow up, follow up, follow up. And if you're like me, I hate doing phone calls. I despise calling people on the phone. So I'm like, hi, yeah. So I get it. I hate it. But guess what? Comfort zone, where the magic happens. So it's that little saying that the comfort zone sits here and the magic happens sits square in the middle. You've got to get out of your comfort zone to make the magic happen. And that might mean pick up that phone and start calling. Okay, another one which I think is huge, kind of going back to the beginning, showcase your successes. Okay, don't be ashamed to do hashtag because of LuLaRoe. Do it. Girls, knock it out of the park. If you guys are Facebook friends with me, you saw what my basement looked like. Yeah, I should be embarrassed. I'm not. So, but when I cleared that out, when I post another picture of my completed basement, which I need to actually go down there and post a picture of what it kind of looks like, and I'm hashtagging because of LuLaRoe. Anytime you possibly can. When I quit my job after this year, it's going to be hashtag because of LuLaRoe. If it's going to convention, because of LuLaRoe. If it is buying your husband a new truck, because of LuLaRoe. Buying a beach house, because of LuLaRoe. It could be just saying, putting my kid in private school. Hashtag it. Hashtag the crap out of because of LuLaRoe. People want to see what your successes are. And if they see that you are being able to, if you're reaching the stars, they're going to maybe I can do this. Maybe this is something that I want to do. So what I kind of always say is build your tribe and show it. Okay, build your tribe and kind of show it. If you look at I did a leader retreat a couple weeks ago. And all of us did a bunch of posting with all of us, the girls on Zoom, standing there hanging. Maybe you guys have seen the picture. Courtney with the K posted that on her, I don't know if it was her team page or if it was on her personal page. She got a response, and she shared the post, and she got a response that said, oh my gosh, your team looks like so much fun. You look like you get so much support from them. I want in on this journey. I'm joining. Just right there. Just saying, hey, look what we're doing. Okay, so yeah, do you have to beat it with the bush? Absolutely not. I don't think that's what I'm saying. But, do you have to keep beating it down? Kina's so used to it. She's like, this crap that comes out of me. But if you are able to showcase what you want to do or what you're doing, that's a big deal. Showing pictures of convention, going about the leadership retreats, doing building events. The girls that did Natasha and Sarah that did the firehouse thing. That's big. That shows your tribe. And in a business where you're very successful, it's a lot easier. Oh, you hush up. If it's a lot easier to have support. If you can join a company, or you know that you're about to spend $5,000 to $10,000 on a joining company, and you think you're in on it alone, that's scary. But if you know you've got a whole family and a whole tribe to back you, that's a big deal. So somehow, Nancy, you're naughty. So somehow show your tribe. Okay, show the root. That's a big deal. And another thing that I want you guys to make sure, of is that you're not only gearing things to people who want to make money. Not everyone is in this business to make money. Okay, so I've known Kina. Kina, how many years have I known you for? Like 4 years? 5 years? I mean, I think it's, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I've known Kina for a couple years now. And, you know, I always knew that she doesn't have to work. And sorry if I'm telling your business. Kina doesn't have to work. But I never really got why Kina did it until Inspire in October a couple months ago. No. When was Inspire? Whenever Inspire was. And we're sitting there and she stands up, or they said, well, what's your why? And her why simply is because laundry doesn't fulfill her. And so many of us gear this business to making money. This business isn't only about making money. So you need to make sure that that's not, if you are recruiting or if you are trying to build people onto your team, you're not only trying to find people that are looking to make money, because they're not all there. Okay, not everyone wants that. Go for it.
Don't get me wrong, money's nice.
Oh, yes. But that wasn't your number one reason you joined.
But that isn't why I could, yeah.
Lisa Jones, one of the top, one of the 17, I guess there's 3. On our call today, they announced there's 3 more mentors from last month. So there's 20 mentors in the company. 19 or 20, I think 20. So she's one of 20 mentors in the company. And when she joined LuLaRoe, part of it, she said that she didn't care if she went to a vendor show and she didn't make $1, because guess what? She was away from her 4 kids and she was a stay-at-home. And so that was a big thing for her, was that she was able to have a little of her time. And if that meant sitting at a vendor show, not making $1, it still gave her peace and quiet for a couple hours. So you need to switch gears about, just because you join for money does not mean everyone else is going to join for money. So start kind of getting to know the people that you're talking to. When you start to get to know them, you know, it's going to help you in trying to lead them into joining your team, saying, you know what, I know you don't need the money, but if you everyone always wants to find that group that they fit in with. Okay. And if you can say, I found that tribe, I found a group of people that are having fun, having a lot of fun in a team of success, that's huge. And you're going to get a lot of people flocking to your tribe if you are showing how much fun you're having, the success you're having, and the support you're getting. That's why a lot of times this is all a team effort. Okay, this entire team is a team effort. We help each other. It's kind of what I call the partnering mentorship. It's something that it's not just going to you and you alone. That don't worry if you're brand spanking new. And I know there are some that are brand spanking new on here. It's okay. You don't have to be scared about building a team, because guess what? This whole team, it's this partnering mentorship. We are all there to help you, and then we're all there to support you. And that is a huge selling point for a lot of people, that they have this tribe behind them. Again, look at Courting with a K's girl that joined on her team. Okay, next one is going to be making opportunity calls. I know a lot of you get a little nervous. I get it. A lot of you are like, I don't want to go on Facebook Live. I know Courtney with the C, she did it. She did it amazing. I watched it. I was like, whoa, I'm so excited for her. If you're unsure of what they even look like, come on the call on Wednesday. I'm doing a team-wide opportunity call. Well, what the heck does this mean? This does not mean that I'm recruiting for myself. Okay, that's not what it is. A team-wide opportunity call just allows you guys to get people onto a forum that allows them to hear about the business and ask questions. Okay, it is not them finding a sponsor. We're not going to sit there and go, okay, you are paired with you, and you. No. That's not what the opportunity calls are. If you're doing an individual one, that's what it should be. If you are doing an individual one on your page, and you say, I'm having an opportunity call for everyone who is thinking about joining, that's amazing. You can hook up with your sponsor. You can hook up with a friend. It doesn't matter. You can hook up with another consultant. But doing opportunity call just starts planting the seed inside these customers or these people that maybe have thought about it but really haven't given much thought to it, but kind of want to know but don't really want to sit one-on-one with you. Okay. So when you're doing these opportunity calls, schedule them once a month. This is something that you can do one-on-one. Like I know I've reached out with someone FaceTime before where they were not local and they were looking for a sponsor, and we kind of did a one-on-one type of thing. You can do that. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can do a Zoom call with me or your sponsor in the person. I've told quite a bit of people, I will do any opportunity call with anyone if you just want to do it as a one-on-one. I've sat with a husband and a wife before where they've asked my husband to be in the room with me. So it was me and my husband and a consultant or a new consultant, a potential consultant and her husband, because the husband wanted to hear from a perspective of the husband too. So I sat with someone for a couple hours. The four of us sat with a couple hours and all the kids were in the other room. So we've done that in home, or you can do it in person, or you can do it on online too. So opportunity calls are huge, and they just schedule them for like an hour. They don't have to be an hour. But one thing I do advise you, she did join. She is a part of our team. She is. We met in like February and she didn't join until like April, which I was like, come on, the wait list is getting bigger and bigger. But no, she did join. But so have a list of questions to share, because if you get on there now, I watched Courtney's, and Courtney pretty much didn't have any questions, and Courtney's was amazing. She had question after question after question. But I would just have some questions prepared just in case. I would kind of, at the very beginning, if you want a example, tune in on Wednesday. I'll be doing it. So I'll be doing it in the same exact form like this. But just remember, if someone's asking you a question, more than likely someone else has that same question. And if you look, unless you're willing to sit on YouTube for an hour and a half and watch these videos that may or may not get answered, they may never have had these answered. Because if you just go online and say, how much is LuLaRoe? And it says $5,000. Before, it used to say nothing. I could never find anything. But now a lot of answers are coming up. So a lot of people like the forum of you actually taking the time. And remember, the most valuable thing that we all have is time. So if you are showing as a sponsor that, hey, I'm going to take out an hour of this week to answer the questions that you might have, that's showing them part of you as a leader too, which is a good thing. Okay. The next one is create a YouTube channel. So I went back when I was telling you guys about how I joined. I couldn't find anything on Google. Couldn't find anything. There was nothing. Not a soul. There was no How We Row. There was none of all those other like BST pages. There was nothing like that when I joined. So I went on YouTube and searched LuLaRoe. And guess who showed up? Miss Jamie Bagley had an hour-and-a-half video. It's still in the pin post of the You Want to Join page. If you are part of the You Want to Join page, go to the pin post. There's a hour-and-a-half video with her and Lisa Jones. Lisa Jones is one of the 20 mentors in the company. And it answered every question. So she put out a pretty much an opportunity call there was no interaction here and there. It was just a Dana, are you on here? Yeah, it was just
here I am.
I'll get you. I'm one of the admins on that page, so it's only Jamie and I that are admins, so I'll get you on there. But remind me, because I don't add most people until they tell me. But so remind me, sorry. Totally random. So she had a list of questions that her and Jamie kind of just went back and forth and talked about. Jamie got an entire team. She now has a coach with, almost 200 people on her team because of that YouTube video. Had she not had that video and I went somewhere else, guess what? I would be on someone else's team. We would have a different upline. So that one single video, there's a lot of people on it, or there's a lot of YouTube videos. Doesn't matter. All it takes is one person to connect with you. And I love the interaction that Lisa and Jamie had. And why I chose Jamie over Lisa, I don't remember. I think I like Jamie's. Jamie's really spunky and she's got a really great personality. And I was drawn to that. Again, making that connection. I wanted to see a successful consultant. She was the number 2 consultant in the company, had been sitting around had been there for 2 years. And she was sitting next to another successful consultant. And I said, hey, you know what? I want to be on someone's team that was knowledgeable, that could help me out, and that was successful. Okay. So having a YouTube video is huge. The next one is going to be something that if you don't have a team, it's not going to be beneficial for you now, but it's going to be beneficial for you once you do start to get a team, whether it's 1 or 200 people on your team. Invest in your current team. Don't look at them as a number. Don't look at it and say, okay, I've got them 5. I need my next 5 to hit trainer. You need to develop future leaders, okay? developing those future leaders is critical for you to hit the top. Can you hit a trainer without those future leaders? Yeah, sure. All you need is 10. And I don't want to say all because 10 is a lot. But you could have 10 personal. You personally can hit trainer by yourself with the work you're doing. You can't hit coach without it. Definitely can't hit mentor without it. So you need to invest in time and in teaching, in guiding, in showing what should be done or how things are done as a team to your current members, because those current members are the people that are going to be your trainers and are going to be your coaches. It's really, really, really important. I think so many people on the leaders call today, they even talked about that, was there's so many new girls that are coming onto this business and not having any guidance. And I look at going, that's insane. I can't imagine joining and investing in a team or in a company, especially how expensive it is, with zero guidance. It's so, 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 so important. And what you can do, even if you only have one person. When Michelle Kern was my first. So Michelle, Kina, and Sarah were my first 3 girls. I made a team page. Now, granted, Jamie had one, but it wasn't very active. I made a team page for the 3 of us. There was it wasn't a ridiculous amount of stuff. I mean, it wasn't like a team page like you would ask questions like, what do I do here and there? It was more of a resource page. And that was, again, before Jamie's page didn't have a whole lot of stuff. And I wanted to have a central place, if I was at work, if I was on my phone, that I could go and grab the onboarding stuff. Or if I wanted to grab whatever information something from the assets in the home office, I wanted a central place to do it. So I kind of started with there. So even if you only have a team of 2 or 3, do you necessarily need to have a team page? No. It's kind of why I giggle that our team name is Lula Happy Homies, because when I first joined, I didn't give 2 thoughts. I just said, Lula Happy. That's what I named the team page. And it wasn't because I didn't look at it as a team page. I just looked at it as a resource page. And then it's kind of become bigger and bigger. And then you guys added Homies sooner, some point down the road. I don't know when you guys announced or when you guys made that one. But so on these team pages, given the basic information, and then start creating more leadership stuff. So whether it is, I have now started doing a leaders weekly call. So once you hit 5 girls in the queue, or once you have a minimum 5 girls in the queue, you go into, the company considers you a leader after you hit 5 officially onboarded. Okay, once you have 5 officially onboarded. So I'm taking that as, if you have 5 girls in the queue, I think you need guidance. I think not necessarily guidance, but you need a place to go and ask questions. Because as a trainer, there were times where you guys would ask me questions and I'm like, I don't know. I know as much as you guys know. Now as a coach, I see it a little different because there's an entire coaches call that is one-on-one with Dan. Like on Deanne's call today, she was listing out our checks, like our bonus checks. She was saying, Amy Homan, this is yours, such and such, this is yours. Like it was totally different. It was a Zoom with 150 people just like this, which was way different. So the leaders board, that's one thing that I'm doing as leaders board, and it's giving you guys, I knew you were going to ask that, Nancy. There is going to be, now I'm going to totally stump, hush. Crap, Nancy! But so my leaders page, and it's simple questions. They're basic. I'll tell you if you want to know. I have no shame in it. But there are just the simple questions of, what do I do about this? What should I be telling this person, or this person struggling? It's things that if you're a newbie, you don't necessarily want to, you don't care. You don't care about some of the stuff. So rather than clogging up it's completely to a separate. If it's team-oriented question that your team needs help, we're putting it onto the leader, or we're putting it onto the leaders board. So you can offer the weekly or the monthly, depending upon what your team wants. You might just do it once a month. We're trying it as leaders. We're trying it every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. So the team call will be at 8 and the leaders will be at 9. So we're going to try it. They might get bored with me and say, that woman ain't got nothing else to say. We're only going to do it once a month. Whatever, it's up to them, totally up to you guys. But giving training, so I do the leadership training. It's really important that you are doing trainings for your team, okay? Once you become a sponsor, you get bonuses. You get 5% to help them. Once you become a trainer, you get a part of the company profit as your leadership bonus points. That's where it becomes really, really big. It becomes really big where you start helping anyone and everyone because you're getting a part of the company's profits. It has nothing to do with your team or your sales. It has to do with the company's. So if you can help Joe Schmo down the street off a different team and she has a ridiculous month of $20,000, the leadership bonus points are going to go up. I've seen it anywhere from like $470 a month to like $700 a month. Okay, and that just means every trainer you have, every leader you have, including yourself, you get a point. So like I have myself, I have Keena, I have Gina, and I have Sarah. So right now, I get 2 because I'm a coach. So I have 5 bonus points right away, immediately. The big dogs, like the Kim Rolance's check, she has like 250 trainer or leadership bonus points. So it becomes really, really big that you are really spending time on grooming your leaders to become successful leaders. Doing something like Accountability Club, that's something that is really useful and is really beneficial for building a team, because if you are giving your team support, your team member is going to feel confident to get out there and go recruit people. Okay, and I hate the word recruit, but go and share the opportunity with other people. Okay, hold on, I see these questions. Yeah, I'll say that. So what if bonus points give you about $600 on average per point? Per point, every point. So like me being a coach, immediately I got 2 points. I got 12, and I don't know what it was. I haven't seen the breakdown of this month, but last month, I'm trying to think if I have where my bonus points are. So last month, the leadership bonus points were $534.37 a piece. So depending upon what month it is, like the April month was $556 per point. So every leader that you have, you get 1 point. So that is a percent of the company sales. It's 1% of the company sales. So, or maybe the profit. It's either profit or company sales. I forget which one. So if there is $15 million in profit, all of the, and there's 9,000 leadership bonus points possible of everyone, that 15 million is divided by that 9,000. Whatever it is, you get. So if, like I currently have 5 leadership bonus points. So immediately, even if not one person has one sale the entire month, well, I guess no, as long as I qualify for coach, I would get whatever, that's $3,000 just like that off of leadership bonus points. That's not including the 5% or the 1%. And you have to think, so like when Courtney K, she's a trainer in Q right now, she will be 2 more points because she's my second line trainer. So your first line trainer gets you 1 point. Your second line trainers get you 2 points. So that month I will have the 5 plus 2 more for Courtney K plus 1 for Courtney C. Because they're both trainers in Q that should hit trainer this month. So that's 8 bonus points just off the bat. It's huge potential, guys. It's huge potential. So the leadership bonus points, but it's also why if anyone comes to me from another team and says, hey, can you help? The answer is yes. What you need? Let me help you. Or like, they talk about doing Super Saturdays, which if you're a trainer in here, I'm coming to you for a Super Saturday for help with that for Northern Virginia. So just that type of stuff. Okay, so you're getting money. I am not stacking. Nancy is naughty tonight. I should know better. Do they base those numbers off consultant purchases or sales, and Audrey? Sale purchases, because it's well, good question. I don't know. I would assume that it's consultant purchases. Yeah, I would assume it's consultant purchases because that's where the profit margin is. Yeah. Okay. So, and when we're talking about the biggest thing when investing in your current team, remember, you can't, this is just saying again, you can't get to the top without everyone going with you. And, so when it says your job is going to be guiding them, it's going to be mentoring them, it's going to be teaching them. No one comes into this business knowing everything. And I'm telling you right now, even as a coach, it's amazing how much I learn on a daily basis. Okay, it's huge on what I learn on a daily basis. So mentoring your current team is as important or more important than it is finding new team members. Because you don't want to do it all yourself. Okay, you do not want to do it all yourself. If you are able to, hold on, I'm going to, who is that? It's making all kinds of noise. Okay, sorry. I already did. Yeah, I did. Sorry. I was figuring out who that was. So it's really important for you guys to make sure that you are mentoring your current team before you start going out and finding new people. And I think that's one of the biggest things. So many people are so worried about getting these big, huge teams that they forget that they don't have to do it all themselves, nor should you. You want to build your team together. I don't want a front line of 50. My mentor or Jamie, she stops at points when she has too many people that are requesting to join. She stops taking them. And yes, she stacks them. She stacks them. She would give them to other people, or I'm assuming that's all she does. I've never actually sat there and talked to her about it, but that's usually what happens. I've talked to someone at leadership who would get like 20 people that was trying to join their team every month. And she's like, I can't help you. It's not beneficial for you to take 10 girls and sign them all up this week, and then come 5 weeks from now, you will be over your head trying to teach, guide, and mentor 10 people all trying to onboard at the same exact time. It's not beneficial. It is more beneficial for you to focus on a couple at a time and make them super strong and then move on. Okay. But then, yes, we do have a phenomenal mentoring partnership. So if you get these people that are like, no, I want you. And the girl that we talked to, Janelle Pinelli, if you guys know of her on Facebook, she was one that I talked to for a long time at leadership, and she gets a lot of people requesting. She stacks her team. He says, I don't have the space. She has like 40 first liners. And she said, I don't have the time. But there's been a few people that say, I will only join your team if you are my sponsor. And she says that there are a few that she will take here and there, but she prefers not to anymore because she can't do such a one-on-one situation. Okay. So just make sure that you're focused on your current people. Okay. And then this is where I'm going to do you have a question? Oh, sorry. I thought there was a question. Okay. And then a couple of final things. And this, I was thinking about this when Angela was saying about how when she was mentioning that she worked with some people and spent some hours with some people. This is one thing that Deanne talks a lot about. Focus on what you can control rather than the outcome. Okay. So try to focus on what you can control. You can control the scheduling that you do. You can control the opportunity calls that you put out. You can control how many recruiting packets you give out, or how many people you're exposing the company to. Or you can control booking parties, getting out there and going in, out, in, out. What you can't control is the outcome. You can't control if someone joins your team or not. I've had 2 people and specifically that were on my team page when I realized that they did not, that at that time they didn't go into your back office. And I didn't even know that they had made a decision to join. And one of them had announced, oh my gosh, I'm becoming a LuLaRoe rep. And I was like, whoa, I've been working with you for how long? And you didn't tell me you were joining. And so I reached out to her and said, hey, Erin, what's going on? So excited. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you should have told me. She was joining up as a partnership with her neighbor, and her neighbor wanted to go with another team that was a partnership. So they wanted their sponsors a team. So then obviously they were 2 and they were 2 that they could relate more. Totally got it. So here's someone that I spent hours with going over everything, and she ended up joining another person's team. Was I angry at the time? Yeah, I was frustrated. I said, all that lost hours. But ultimately, I have to look at it. I got to put a spin on it. It's not lost hours. She's making good money. And guess what? I'm earning 1% of her profits, with a leadership bonus point. You kind of got to look at it that way. Or I had, it's going to happen to you. If it hasn't happened to you yet, it will happen to you. There was another girl that was a gym rat, a gym rat friend, a friend of mine that used to live over in Dominion Valley, and she moved to Florida. She was I thought for sure she was joining the team. And then I see that she announces she moved to Florida, and she announced it. And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, oh, I wanted someone local. And which was kind of funny, and totally not funny, but funny. A couple months later, she's like, hey, I need help. Yeah, really? You do? You need help? So your local girl's not helping you out? Oh, I'm sorry. So it's going to happen. Just expect it to happen. But don't focus on that. Okay, don't focus on that. You can't control who's going to join your team or not. You will get them. If you want them and you are really focusing on your business, I promise you, you will get team members. Okay. And lastly, this is a huge one for me. Build the belief. Okay. Build up confidence. Lack of belief and confidence is the number one reason people don't join direct sales. If you are on the Dreamers and Waiting page, you will see at least 2 or 3 people every single day having self-doubt. Can I do this? Aren't you guys scared? What do you do? They don't have confidence in themselves. They don't believe. I love you. They don't believe in themselves. So your job as their sponsor, as their coach, and yes, you may not be a title of a coach, but you're going to be their coach. You're going to be their cheerleader. You're going to be their freaking guru. You are going to be their go-to person. You need to make sure that you tell them and you share that belief that you are 100% committed and that you believe that they can be successful. Okay. This is a huge one. Show them. And it could be, I mean, you can do Facebook messages, you can call, you can text, you can send little things here and there. Do what you need to do to put in that, to give them that self-confidence and that self-belief, because that in itself is going to take you a far way. Okay. So make sure that you are given in that belief. Okay, so let me go over questions, and I'll answer. I'm not putting that on Stingy. Oh my God, that was funny. Hold on. I put my 2 cents for a second. Sure. Okay. Well, did she join? Yes, she joined. Yeah, my money. You better start second. Ha ha ha. Okay, so I don't think that there was any other questions. So let me stop the recording right here.